everyone, welcome back to All of Madrone. My name is Betty, and today I'll be showing you how I planted these Texas Privets in my backyard. Let's go ahead and get started. So the reason I chose Texas Privets is because I wanted more evergreens in my backyard and because I know they do well here in my area. I have a picture that I am using as inspiration. I took this in a town nearby. I want them to grow in like this. I like how they are growing into the trunk of the tree. I actually want mine to grow up a little taller and stop right below where the canopy of the laurel trees starts. And I just want my fence to be completely covered. Texas Privets do really well here where I live. I live in zone 9 and they do well in zone 7 and above. They are not hardy in zones 1 through 6. I'm planting these 2 feet from the fence and then centered to the trees. So the trees are spaced, I think they're 7 feet apart, about 7 feet. Some were a couple inches off, so I went ahead and measured between each one and then found the center. Another reason why I planted Texas Privets is because of how well they do here. These are planted in parking lots all over my area. They are planted in the In-N-Out drive-thru and they look great. I just love the glossy leaves on these. Every time I go by somewhere and I see a hedge of Texas Privets, I just absolutely fall in love. I love that the leaves are waxy, they're thick, almost succulent, I feel. And the new growth is a really pretty bright green, and I just think it's gonna look so good under the laurel trees that they're planted under. I am really happy with my choice. It's gonna take some time for them to grow and have the effect that I want them to, but I think it's gonna be worth it and it's going to look really good. So I'm fertilizing with plant tone and holly tone. I was running low and just kind of wanted to get rid of the bag, so I'm using both of them. Plant tone is the brown bag and it's just a really good general fertilizer that you can use on flowers, shrubs. It's organic, so you can put it on your veggies. And then the red bag back there is the holly tone, and I like to put that one on my evergreen shrubs. So I'm just putting a little bit of both in there and then just packing this dirt in, making sure that there are no air pockets and that it's just nice and secure in there. So here I am just setting aside some of that soil. I'm glad I did that because I end up using it on the last plant that I plant. The soil was really rocky, so this soil was really nice and it helped fill up that rocky hole. Here's what it looks like. It's nice and centered between those 2 tree trunks and it's going to look really good. I'm doing the same thing I did before, digging a hole here and then measuring right in the center of those 2 trees and then 2 feet away from the fence. In terms of spacing, I went ahead and planted them about 7 feet apart. On the tag, it says to space them out 6 feet apart, but the mature size is 8 feet tall and 10 feet wide. So if they grow up to 10 feet, I space them out 7 feet. It's gonna definitely have the effect that I want. If I would have planted more here, I would have gotten the results a lot faster, but I do have some gas lines in this area and I just didn't want to mess with any of that. So I just felt safer just doing one at a time, and I think they'll end up growing up pretty quickly. So here I am taking a look at my mandarin tree, deciding if I want to trim it, and I end up doing it, but you'll see that in a little bit. So here I am just digging the hole for the last one. This soil was really hard to work with. I don't know what was going on in this area, but there are tons of rocks. You could see in the bottom of the hole there how rocky and gravelly it is. So I'm really glad I was able to use that dirt that I saved from that first hole. So here I am just filling up that hole and packing it all in there. And it looks great, perfectly centered. So now I'm cleaning everything up. It's so satisfying for me after a project like this to just get everything cleaned up all around. I think it just makes it look so finished, and it's just really satisfying for me to clean up afterwards. And of course my dogs are here, always by my side. I'm just going ahead and getting all of the plants watered and giving the dogs a drink too. I'm so excited about this. I just feel like I have so many patches of dirt in my yard and I just need to fill them up with plants, and I need structural plants. So this was definitely needed and it's going to look great. It's already looking great, but it's going to look even better once it grows in. This mandarin tree, at the moment I couldn't decide whether I wanted to prune or not, and I end up pruning. You'll see. So back to that mandarin tree. So here you can see all of the leaves are growing towards the sun. So there's honey in her Hakonakloa. She just loves it. Okay, so back to this mandarin. So it's growing towards the sun. The laurel trees on the left were way overgrown and we had them pruned a couple months ago. So now the mandarin tree is getting a lot more sun, but I just hate the way it's leaning towards the west. And it didn't bloom at all for me. When all of my other citrus trees were blooming, this one didn't. So I don't think it's giving me any fruit this year. So I figured it's okay if I prune it. I may not get anything this year, but that's okay. I'm willing to make that sacrifice. So here we go. I'm starting to prune. It was so heavy towards the bottom, and there were some really big, just thicker branches just flopping down. I'm glad I decided to do this because it looks so much better, and here I am getting a little distracted pruning some of the laurel in the back. So here it is. It's still definitely leaning, but it's looking so much better. And here it is from all different angles. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much.